Hey there, welcome back to another episode of My Buddy's Backlog. We're sitting here remote for the first time. I'm staring at Matt's beautiful face over Discord. I've got a hot mic of my own set up at my desk. How we doing today, Matt?
Wonderful. It feels weird not having you guys in my home.
I know, it does feel weird not all sitting in the same space.
The musk of the three men.
Other than Matt, we've got our first caller coming in right now from a local payphone, is what it sounds like. Hello, caller. What's your name?
Hi, man. This is G-Man over across the way. Long-time listener, first-time caller. How you doing, boys?
What's
up, G-Man?
G-Man. How's it feel to be the first caller on My Buddy's Backlog?
Oh, man, it feels pretty good. I've been listening here for a long time now. Yeah, you guys going to talk about the PlayStation games this week?
Unfortunately, we're going to talk about a bunch of bad PlayStation news.
God damn it.
That was pretty good. You really launched into that bit. Gavin said he was going to be able to do a bit, and he really did. He committed. That was great.
What's up, boys? How you doing?
I think we
are in different corners of the world today.
Different corners of the world, and I, in a bout of laziness, forgot to bring Gavin a high-quality mic, so he is on a gaming microphone, and we're working through it. But
I think the mic is just fine, thank you.
It honestly doesn't sound that bad. But sorry, I don't mean to skip over you. How are you doing today, Gavin?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here and lament the week of gaming news with you.
Yeah, it's pretty rough stuff. I think, honestly, it's all pretty bleak news. We can probably just get right into it. We don't have anything written down. We didn't have anything we needed to talk about beforehand, right? Like any corrections or anything from the previous episodes?
I don't think so. Unless we want to talk about life at all, but we're also depressed because of all the gaming news. I mean, Gavin, you did leave us the last we spoke on the pod and said you were going on an adventure out in the wilderness. I assume that went well. You're online, so
really well.
You didn't die, nor did any of the people you were with, or at least they weren't important enough to stop you from being here.
To make the news, yeah.
Nobody died, but I did get destroyed by mosquitoes and traumatized my wife by catching a fish and nearly killing it. But, other than that, it was okay.
Nearly killing it?
It got hooked like all the wrong kind of ways, and it was looking like we might have to cut the line. But eventually we got it, and it was one of those where I put him back in the river, and I'm like, it's okay, he's totally fine, sweetie, he's swimming away. But I don't know if he swam away.
All right.
Actually, can't prove that. Don't feel good about it. Yeah.
Well, it happens.
But you caught that fish. Did you do catch and release, I guess, for all day, or did y'all catch any for dinner or anything, or I don't know?
We did catch and release. I basically had to beg my other friend because she was like, "I'll show you how to kill him right on the rock, and we'll just cook him for dinner." And I'm like, "Listen, I know that I eat meat and it's sourced unethically, but there's some level of separation. I'm not ready to do that yet." So it was all catch and release.
Fair. Not ready to face your demons. Maybe one day.
Yeah. What about you guys? What did you do this last weekend? Anything fun?
For me, I just kind of finished up the final bit of stuff for the most part in the game room area. So I got some stuff rearranged, and then I went and spent money on more games and visited a couple of game stores a couple hours away. So that was good. Always a fun time.
Nice.
I always spend way too long in them, and my wife says she wants to go, and I think halfway through the time there, she's like, "Oh my God, Matt, shut up! Stop talking to these people." But they're my people.
Did you get did you get a big haul? Anything good?
Yeah, I got a couple of really good things. I got Ghost Hunter on the PlayStation 2. I got a copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day on the Nintendo 64, and then the heaviest item I got is a copy of Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and then the thing I'm the most excited for is I found a fully boxed copy game and the 2 controllers of Time Crisis 3 for the PS2. So with the guns and everything. So about to play some Time Crisis up in here, boys. Next time y'all are over.
Yeah, that's
Hell
awesome.
Yeah.
I really, really want to try that. I mean, we were talking about that before. Like, I had only played the arcade version of Time Crisis. I didn't even know there was a home console version, and I definitely want to see how that works. Like, you said it still has like the cover system, but it's like on the gun you press to pop out, right?
Yeah, there's like buttons on the controller, the gun con, if you will. So,
When are you gonna stream Chrono Trigger for us?
oof. I don't know if that's an exciting game to watch stream. I mean, it's a traditional JRPG with reading, Gavin. Your worst enemy.
Well, see, I can't play it. I don't really have a way. I guess I could emulate it if I cared to figure it out. But, you know.
We could stream it and assign characters to each other to then be voice actors.
Oh.
Okay.
That would be interesting. Yeah, you have my attention. Is it like I actually don't know much about Chrono Trigger. Is it like a Final Fantasy type? You have like a group of 4 and yeah.
There's a Frog Knight. You can be him, Ryan. You have to voice the Frog Knight.
I have big Frog Knight energy. I think you just
he's a
Gavin.
badass.
I don't know if you
So
meant to. But yeah, well, me and Matt found out. We were talking about our weekends. I went to a wedding, but it was also like, you know, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And it turns out we were like really close together, where both of like where I was and here where he was. So we should have met up. But that's really all I did over the weekend was go to a friend's wedding. Did a lot of cleaning up at the house before and after that. Just kind of hung out. It was chill, other than driving out there and then driving back the next day.
nice.
How many remaining unmarried friends that will probably get married would you say you guys have?
On my end, well, one's engaged, so another one's about to be engaged. So, honestly, as far as like close ones, that there's only one more that's not going to be engaged by the end of this year.
Wow. Yeah, I'm like counting the days until.
I can think of probably maybe 3 or 4 that are on the potential getting married in the future list, but I don't know. You know, it depends.
No,
I don't. But it's definitely feels like it's less and less. You know, we're getting through that period of time in your late 20s or I guess mid 20s where it's like all of your friends are getting married and it's like you're going to weddings all the time. It's like,
Yep.
bro, I got to tell you guys.
Nice.
I copped out like 5 years ago, and I usually message whoever it is that's getting married and say, what means more to you, me being there or me getting you a dope-ass gift that costs the equivalent of all the prices that it's going to cost me to travel my family?
Oh, really? Yeah.
And so I've gotten out traveling twice. And I've still had to go to 2 of them. I'm cool with being there.
That's fair.
I'll be there and share the moment, but if I could spoil you another way with something you really want instead, I mean, like that's almost I feel better about it. To be honest with you,
It's almost as if the memories are priceless, Matt.
Yeah, you're gosh, Matt's such a capitalist. He loves trading memories for
How much do I have to pay
gifts.
you not to come to your wedding?
I'm just saying. It's usually the ones that are like you guys. I would come to your wedding, all right, and still get you a gift.
Wow,
right?
That's
you
dedication.
Whoa, and actually the 2 other friends, the 2 of those people that I was talking about, right? It would be the same, but there's just a lot of like we went to college together and we like hung out like 4 times and let me invite you to the wedding.
No, thank you.
That's that type of stuff. And let me invite you to my wedding. That's 6 hours from where you live or further, and it's like, ugh. And like, yeah, we might talk on a monthly basis, and I like the people, but you know. Even before the kid, traveling was $1,000 for just a wedding to just travel there. It's like, I could just buy you super dope
That's
mixer.
Tough. I don't know that I've ever actually gone to like like had to fly to it destination wedding. Like I think it's just a bunch I've driven to. I mean, I did have to get a hotel room, but like it wasn't that expensive. If it was $1,000 to go to a wedding, that is like kind of a lot. I don't know. That ends up being. I would guess that'd be like a smaller family wedding. I don't know. I honestly really like weddings. Like I really like as long as they like serve alcohol and they have a dance floor and a good DJ, and I'm like super into it. Big fan.
Right.
But
Ryan's plying his trade on the dance floor, baby.
I really am. It's kind of a problem.
Hammered and just dancing the night away.
Dancing the night away. I will teach you how to Dougie, and you will be happy about it. But okay, cool. Well, I guess now that we've had all that fun, let's get into all the bad news. That'd be fun. So let's switch gears a little bit. So the first thing I've got on the list here is that GTA 6 pre-orders went live, which is cool. Apparently, the rumor is that they made all their money back of that dev time in the 48 hours after opening the pre-orders up. But the bad news is they're not launching with a physical disc. The standard edition is $80 reportedly, and the premium edition, which unlocks more buildings, more shops and stuff, apparently is $100. So that's kind of crazy.
You're telling me you literally don't get the full level if you don't buy the premium edition?
It's weird. It's actual shops that are in the game that will not be available for you to go into unless you've got the premium edition. So it's not like typical premium edition where you just like start the game and then when you unlock the gun, you just have the bonus skin. It's like a store you interact with and still have to like buy the skins and shit. So it's there in all versions. You just can't go in there unless you gave $20 more.
That's pretty cursed, man.
Yeah. But the standard edition's $80, and everybody was worried that it was going to be $100. Everybody online has pretty much agreed, though, that one, this is shitty, but two, it is GTA, and we won't get another one for damn near 20 years. So they'll just pay the $100, I guess, is the consensus I've been seeing the most of.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Where are you guys landing? Are you guys buying GTA 6? I mean, I'm sure you probably are. Are you going to buy the 80 or the 100? Like, if nothing changes today, or not at all?
I've got no goal to buy it out of the gate. There's too much stuff in September that'll be carrying over through the whole holiday season. Not a GTA Online guy if it drops. I mean, I've played every GTA story. I mean, I've played the first 3 as well, not beat those, but whatever. But I don't know. I remember being hyped for 5, and then I don't know. I can't say it's maturity on my end on why I'm not into it. I think I'm just fatigued, honestly, hearing about it. I've heard about it for so many years. I think Gavin said it last, right? I'm just kind of ready for it to be out and done with, to be honest with you at this point.
Yeah, it's fair. There is a crazy amount of stuff happening in September. Where are you at, Gavin? Are you the same way? You're going to wait and buy it later?
I'm not going to be buying it, I don't think at all. Just
wild.
I just don't care for these games. I really liked them when I was a kid, like, and it was like, haha, we're going to the strip club, or we're shooting up a bunch of whatever, like co-op and stuff, or passing the controller. But I don't know. I played 5 and gameplay didn't really hit for me. The story definitely didn't. It just felt like a little bit. I mean, I don't want to say cringy, but it just didn't do it for me. So I probably won't be playing it.
That's fair. I've never actually played through a GTA single player, and like I've passed the controller and done goofy stuff as a teenager, but I've never played through a single player. But if there's an online mode that drops on day one or soon after, I will be super, super into that because I really enjoy GTA Online. But I could see where you're coming from for sure.
I've wondered
online
if they'll.
Does seem fun.
I've wondered if they'll launch it. Gavin said online does seem fun. I was saying I wonder if they'll launch, if they're gonna do the online a couple of weeks later like they did with 5, or if they're just gonna make it its separate thing, like they finally did with GTA 5, because you can buy GTA Online and 5 story like separate now or something like that. So,
I don't know that I realized that. That would be cool because I probably wouldn't buy the single player. Although I am intrigued. I don't know. Looking at some of these screenshots, like I'm not really a sucker for graphics normally, but like some of these screenshots of like how many people they have on like the beach and like the level of number of NPCs and like depth of the world, like it seems kind of insane. If I'm being honest, I am a little intrigued by that. But like you guys are saying, the GTA has never really gripped me, but that would be cool. What would be really cool is those rumors that came out a week or two ago that like they may do like a co-op, like a fully co-op story mode. I would lose it if that was the case. I would definitely get it to play the story with somebody or a couple different people.
That would flip me buying it. Not right out of the gate, but it would get put up into the list to buy. It would probably still be not until after the first of the year, as with how late and everything else that's coming out that I'm more excited for. But yeah, to play through the campaign with somebody would be fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely where I'm at. Okay, well, I guess moving on from GTA 6, the next thing we have listed here is more news from the Xbox layoffs, more bleak news in particular. We have a bunch of different studios that are potentially their contracts have gotten canceled. I think I'm going to hand it off to like you, Matt, if you want to go through these because I don't know exactly. Like I recognize a lot of these names, but I don't know exactly what games each of them make. If you want to give a rundown or something.
Yeah, so we had talked a little bit. We already touched on Double Fine, Compulsion, and Ninja Theory. So Double Fine, Psychonauts, Compulsion, We Happy Few, and then Ninja Theory, the Senua stuff. Undead Labs is apparently one that's being heavily rumored, which they're the ones doing State of Decay 3, which they also revealed at that Xbox showcase, like kind of re-revealed and said it was coming out next year. So the rumor is that it's kind of taking the same situation in Ninja Theory. They let them show it to try and shop it around. Then there's IOI Interactive, which is the company who just did the James Bond game. Xbox was their big partner on a big fantasy game they've been developing for years, and Xbox completely pulled out of that contract. IOI put out a statement saying they're going to have to either lay some people off or re-jostle some stuff. Luckily, James Bond was so successful that they're confident that like that game's still going to get to come out. So that's good. That's kind of good, right? That they're at least trying to keep their staff or figure that out. And then the big one though is Arcane Lyon, which is so they shut down Arcane Austin several years ago in Austin, Texas. This is their main flagship Arcane studio that's in France that did Dishonored and Dishonored 2 and Prey. They're working on that Blade game. And there's rumors swirling that they might be on the chopping block too, which has, out of all of them, has the internet the most up in arms. Because everything with Blade gets fucking killed, it feels like.
Would this be the last Arcane studio then? The only other one?
Yep.
Damn. That would suck.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
I think out of any of these, IOI is not in a situation where they need to be saved, per se. But I could see somebody or an investor group or something, whether it's Tencent, maybe even Sony, who knows, buying Arcane, which would be kind of funny if they could also buy them and take the Marvel license, just because then they would have 3 Marvel properties with Wolverine, Spider-Man, and and then now Blade.
The Marvel games?
Their newest game that they're working on right now is a big open world like Blade game.
Gotcha. But they haven't really shipped a super successful game in a while, right? Because didn't they make Redfall or something? Was that what it was?
Redfall was made by the Austin studio, the Arcane Austin, the one in Texas that got shut down. It's just crazy, but yeah, sometime between now and July 10th is when all the layoffs should happen, because their fiscal year for Xbox, I think, ran through June or something like that. And like Jason Schreier and a couple of other people who've talked to insiders have said it's going to be, quote, a bloodbath. And then I saw one guy that said it is going to be the equivalent of the meteor striking the dinosaurs, except for game devs, and it will be the single largest game dev layoff in history.
Oh my gosh.
So it's awful. It's just so terrible. And there's no way, just with the way layoffs have been in the industry, that these people are getting to stay in games, honestly, and keeping jobs, and just it's just a mess, dude. It's so depressing and bleak. And like, yeah, I've been more of a Sony pony, but I don't want Xbox to fail. We need the competition. Right. Maybe the Sega Dreamcast 2. It's time, baby.
Turn it all around. Well, that is super, super depressing. It's so tough. I don't know. It's just crazy how much like how hard of a career being like a game dev seems to be, like, and how much you go through. Like, I don't know. They're just really almost taken advantage of, Like, I mean, there's already like back in the good old days, like it was still like you kind of had crunch and like all these deadlines, and it was like a hard job. But then now we're like in a world of like it's not even a stable job.
It seemed like. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, we can argue like, yeah, back in the good old days, obviously there was less representation, which was a huge issue for many years and still is in a lot of ways. But crunch was like the biggest enemy of the being employed part, it seems, which does suck. It does, and I'm not a proponent of it, but it seemed like the job stability was better. I bet also, honestly, the bonuses and stuff and payouts were probably a lot better back then. Before they were like overly corporatized, but I don't know. It just seems like a nightmare. It just makes you more and more happy that you didn't pull that thread and try to go into that career path. From like my perspective, as somebody who thought about it many a time growing up, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that I also been, but
definitely looked into it, and it seems like a tough road, but
also
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say also shocking that they're not more unionized. And more unions. Not even try to get on a union high horse because there's pros and cons to it. But in that industry specifically, I think, and weeks ago with one of these layoffs, we had talked about like the more contract work versus being a Xbox, developer, and that approach.
I don't know all the economics of it, but I would assume that the market is really saturated because of exactly what you guys just said. Like, you weren't a millennial growing up in the 2000s. With an interest in computers and not have like, oh, maybe I want to be a game developer. Like, there's so many people with an interest in that career, so maybe it's more just that the studios can be picky enough to hire the ones who don't unionize.
Yeah, there's enough passion from the developers that there will always be somebody to take their spot if they try to unionize or something. Maybe.
Yeah,
I could see that. Well, our next piece of news is going to fix all that. It's going to bring Xbox back from the dead, and it's going to really repair this ship. And the Xbox is raising their console prices again. I guess we can see why. Economically, they're having trouble, maybe. But so effective August 1st, 2026, which is the third increase in less than 18 months, we will see the Xbox consoles that are 512 gigabytes increase by $100. The 1 terabyte models will be $150 higher, and they're sunsetting the 2 terabyte models. And so for reference, these numbers are crazy that we have on this list here. This is insane. So the Xbox Series S launched at, I guess this is $299 for the 512 gigabyte model. And it will now be $499 after this third series of increases, so $300 more. And for the Xbox Series X, it launched at $399 and will now be $750 for the 512 gigabyte model.
It sounds so stupid hearing it out loud out of someone else's mouth. I was typing it last night. I was like, Jesus Christ! But it's
are those digital editions that you quoted? Do you guys know?
I have both prices listed there, but yeah, he would.
Oh, is that what it is? Is the digital versus none?
Yeah, well, on the S is only digital. It's that one that's actually super weak.
Oh,
and
yeah, that was supposed to be like a cheaper intro to Game Pass and the Xbox ecosystem and everything.
Yeah, and then the Series X, the difference is $50. It was $100 difference for discless versus disc when they launched. So it launched at 400 or 500, and now it's 750 or 80 or 800. I mean, not.
Dude,
and then
what's insane is sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and then obviously they're ditching the 2 terabyte thing, which storage going down will definitely be something I will gripe about when we get to one of our later points that I'm holding myself back on right now.
Yeah. If you want to install GTA 6,
yeah,
you're gonna want that 2 terabyte model. I'm looking at like a list of like all current console prices, or will be current as of August, and it's insane seeing that the PlayStation 5 is $100 cheaper than the Xbox Series X digital.
Wow.
If you want an Xbox Series X physical, which competes with the PS5, you're paying $150 more, $650 versus $800. It's insane, man.
That's actually crazy. I can't even fathom like the.
They're not flying off the shelves. Like I don't know what I don't get it. I don't know what this move is.
I mean, I guess is it the AI? Like, you know, the tech prices are just bleeding them dry because like everything like. But I mean, you have to imagine they already have like, you know, their assembly lines, like whatever they're doing, their factories and everything, like their logistic supply chain set up. I guess it still gets impacted.
I mean, it does, but I feel like they've probably got a lot in stores and a lot in warehouses getting moved around right now.
Right.
Like, can you not just sell through those? And I mean, you're going to have to always have some going out. I don't know. It's just a mess. And yeah, I mean, it's all of this is all 100% tied to, well, not 100% because there's probably some lawsuits that will successfully happen of constraints being enforced by companies that are being scumbags, but it does all kind of come back to the data center AI stuff, right? Like, that's just the reality of it.
All roads lead to the data center AI stuff. Everything going on nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So make sure you give your console a kiss and you clean out the fans and you treat it really, really good. And your PC for that matter.
And your PC. I'm going to take a quick aside to get on my soapbox. I was telling Matt about this earlier, and I'm very annoyed about it. I mean, obviously PC prices are crazy, but like I got a big taste of that because mine is having issues right now, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. And I was like, well, I did a RAM test, and one of my RAM sticks like is bad. And I was looking to buy 32 gigabytes of RAM, like regular DDR5 RAM, nothing crazy, not like some wildly expensive, not RGB, like not anything special. How much do you think that costs, Gavin, for a gaming PC?
You said DDR5, what size?
32 gigs, so it's two 16 gigabyte sticks is what I was looking at.
I'm going to just guess, I don't know, 350?
It was 400, which is insane. It was like, that used to be like $125 or something, I feel like. Maybe by like 150, but it was not $400. It's crazy.
By Price is Right rules, I think Gavin won. I'm pretty sure I said 500 when you were talking to me about it earlier today.
So. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember what you guessed, but I didn't want to ask you because I figured you would remember from earlier.
Yeah, you're fine.
That's painful. You going to do it?
No, I'm going to keep, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of RAM laying around, like different mismatched 8 gigabyte sticks. And I think I might be able to RMA this RAM stick because like it's not that old and like it like completely doesn't function anymore. So like I may be able to talk to, I don't even know. It's like G-Skill or Razer or somebody or whatever. I don't know. I did my... I don't know. I've had good luck with that in the past with RMAing stuff when like the stuff broke, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pay $400 though, most likely. I can't see myself doing that. Yep. I'll probably downgrade to 16 gigabytes at the worst case scenario.
I mean, there is one thing though. It's like if you want a console, you're thinking about any of these, like I guess pull the trigger now. It's like the first time in history that tech's going up in price. We still got time before this goes into effect. If you really wanted one, we still got some time on the Switch 2 price increase.
Just don't buy a console right now.
So, or there is the don't buy, So it feels weird to be so up on my luck with three working PlayStation 5s in the house, one of them a Pro, an Xbox Series X, and a Series S, all of which I got. I actually got the Series S for $150 on a sale.
What? How did you swing that?
That's crazy. That's
crazy.
That's a lot of hardware you just flexed. You didn't have to go that hard on showing off. You also have a gaming laptop that you don't use.
And the PC that we, run everything through for the podcast and stuff, right? It's got a Well,
that's a money maker, so I mean, you can't. That doesn't even count. Yeah, that's pulling.
It's a business
so
expense.
Much. yeah.
You have had at least one PS5 die though, right?
Yeah. I had a Slim go out. It blew some capacitors, I think, underneath, or something on it. It got all wonky, and instead of RMAing it, I took it apart and let a whole bunch of people poke at it and did a whole bunch of stuff with some fancy machines that I had access to. So,
did you get it fixed by doing that?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's pretty crazy. Good job.
But I got parts.
That's fair. And you got to look at some cool stuff probably.
Yeah, I got to play with the gallium liquid-based metal.
Is that the liquid or the cooling thing that like drips and kills your console if you put it vertical? Yeah. All right. Well, I guess speaking of PlayStation and continuing with our negative outlook on life, we'll talk about the PlayStation news we have next is that approximately 292 devs were laid off, most from the Destiny dev team, but also some from Marathon. And apparently the contracted bug teams are even gone. So are we even getting hot fixes or anything further content-wise for Destiny 2? Or is that like end of the road stopgap? Or not stopgap, stop work, Yeah,
I mean, that they said the last update was kind of it, but I mean, usually you still got hot fixes and stuff that have got to come out, right? So that's weird. This is like not super surprising with them talking about all the losses with Destiny and that purchase, and they paid way too much for that company. It's also simultaneously heartbreaking from like what Destiny or what Bungie has given us in its lifetime. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then obviously it's sad, just devs losing more jobs, right? Almost 300, which also then makes you go, how big is this Xbox number going to be?
Right. The dinosaur extinction event layoff. What is that going to look like? I mean, it's got to be a huge number.
I mean, I would love to hop on here next week or the week after and be like, apparently there's no layoffs at Microsoft, or there's only 100.
Yeah, or it's not that many. Yeah, that would be great.
Gavin, what say you? I know you obviously were a OG Bungie fan, but you've been disappointed.
Yeah,
last decade,
it's
really.
One of those things. I don't have a lot of love lost for Bungie. I'm sorry for the people who are Destiny lifers. I know that must be rough.
You guys played Destiny? I can't remember. I think you played Destiny 1, both of you, right? A decent amount?
A little bit. I played it with a buddy who was really into it. But the like content vaulting and stuff, like I'll die on that hill. It just makes me so mad. I have no interest.
Yeah, I played it a decent bit at launch and then got back into it around when The Taken King came out and kind of replayed. I made new character, replayed it and everything. And then just kind of never touched it again and didn't really have a lot of interest when the second one came out. Just there was kind of nothing going on. I think that's why me and my brother-in-law picked it up or something like that and kind of got into it there for a bit.
Gotcha.
And he kind of rotates around on like a lot of games like I do. So
are they... the plan was originally to make 3 Destinies, right? Is that already announced, or does that not exist? Because I just remember playing Destiny 1 and someone telling me at the time that was like they were going to make a trilogy of them. That may not actually exist. I was just curious if you guys know anything.
I got no knowledge on it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think we can move on from that. This next piece of news, I'm going to once again defer to Matt because I think he is the most hurt by this, and based on his personality and how he approaches gaming. And I'll just throw it over to you. I think you've waited long enough to talk about this.
Man, at least I've had all day to not scream and just use expletive after expletive. But so Sony/PlayStation announced today that physical disc production is ending in January 2028 for any new games releasing on the PlayStation consoles. That doesn't mean they're ending production because, right, Sony does own Blu-ray and does a lot of the production for that in general, I think. So for like movies and all of that stuff. I don't know how all of that works, nor do I want to try and understand all of that. It's like a bummer from obviously the death of physical media staring us like we're just looking down the barrel at this point, waiting for it to happen and have been for a while. I don't think GTA doing what they're doing helped with no physical release. Granted, they probably are doing that at least out of the gate to prevent leaks because of that game and just how leaks have been over the last few years. It sucks because this is not like even what's been annoying over the past few or several hours since this broke this morning is people being like, I knew it was coming. I'm all digital anyways. And it's like, who fucking cares what you do? This does not give any benefit to anyone except for like what Sony, a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar company. It's not going to make our games better. It's not going to make the games cheaper. It's going to make us less likely to fully own any things we purchase. The disc, probably about 75% of releases have been just the disc is kind of a key to have a kind of a faux digital version of the game for years now. But it's just there's literally no good out of this other than, if you're
even like the disc being like a key that unlocks a download is still like way different than them taking away that option. This is like just wildly anti-consumer compared to where we've been in terms of like the pre-owned market, like selling games to your friend, letting a game borrow a disc and play, their game. That's always kind of been a thing, and I'm sure they don't want that to be the case, and they want everybody to have to buy their own $80 copy of every game. But
and look at how the digital storefronts, though the sales will be deeper when they do happen. Like that Astrobot game, you can like buy it at GameStop pre-owned right now or whatever for like $40 or something, but it's still $70 on the PlayStation Store. Right. Like it's just less like it's even gonna make me play less games. Because I'm gonna go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for all those digital only people, have fun waiting on the server to download all your games. I hope your internet speed is acceptably good, because every time you want to install a big game, you're going to have to be waiting on that connection. And so that's to say nothing of like, well, what if the server shut down eventually? Like, you're not going to own it. But even just the inconvenience of like having to download via internet versus from disk directly, it's like a major obstacle for a lot of people who don't have fiber or don't have really good connections. And I don't think that piece has really been considered enough.
Yeah, I agree. So it just sucks. It just sucks that everything wants to not let us own anything. We're lucky if episodes of like new shows that come out through a streaming service, if they ever get a physical release from that perspective. There's still a fight to try and keep theaters alive, I guess. But, there's movies and stuff that come out on digital platforms that are very good, but then they never see like a physical release. And it's just like, we can't own anything. It's probably slowly a push to, whether it's the PlayStation 6 or something after, to essentially charge $1,200 to $1,400 for the console, make you fall into the same scheme as your cell phone with a lot of people do, where you pay an extra $20 a month, but you also have to have their premium subscription account. Then you still have to buy the games. I don't know, man. It's just like crazy. And it's
Maybe
all...
you have to watch an ad before you download it,
Like, yeah. Yeah, get $5 off if you watch this ad.
We're rapidly approaching that old 4chan meme that's like me playing Halo 7, and it's like, please drink verification. Can of Mountain Dew. And it's like, please stand up and say, like, I love Xbox, I love Halo, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. It's getting crazy.
But
the anti-consumerism.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to point out that I was biting my tongue with the Xbox, like them kicking away the 2 terabyte model. Apparently, either somebody is just spinning up the rumor. I don't know how true it is, but the rumor is also that the Project Helix is not going to have a disk drive. Right? We can assume the PS6 isn't going to have a disk drive as well, probably at this point. And whatever that looks like. And then, so we're having to have the games fully installed all the way on the hard drives, right? And
what's Project Helix? Is that the code name for next Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. And just games are huge. I mean, to have everything installed for a Call of Duty, right, is like 300, damn near 400 gigs. God knows what GTA is going to be. I don't know if they've actually put out the size. I'm actually going to Google that right now. So it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't know what GTA. I'm curious to see what you find from this Google search. I was saying earlier that pretty sure if you download like a full copy of like the newest Call of Duty iteration with Warzone, with the campaign and the multiplayer and everything, it's like 250 gigabytes or something. Sorry, were you able to find an answer on the GTA 6?
some, I guess it's all speculation, but I guess no one seems to think it. Notable leakers say it should come in just under 200 gigs, which feels smaller than I would have thought, but
that's still gigantic.
It's still huge.
The 250 Call of Duty is like a crazy jump from like the biggest. I mean, like I think like Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5 and games of that caliber, I think they're in the like low 100s, like
GTA 5 it said was
150.
120. So I did see that. So but yeah, it's just like the space. Now those same companies, especially with like the GTA Online model and the Call of Duty, they don't care. They would love for you to only be able to have their game installed, right? And living in their ecosystem and playing their game and giving them your money for your 6 skins. And so Gavin can buy his Uwu cat ear skins. And
Bro, don't project that on me.
You never stop talking about it. God, your season passes and your everything you buy for Fortnite, all your Uwu.
All my V-Bucks, baby.
Yeah.
just walks into the house. Uwu.
That was pretty good.
But yeah, it's bleak. It's sad. It sucks. I'm glad I've been a physical collector for years. It's going to make retro prices go up too. A lot of people are going to just say to hell with it. I think jump ship, give me the shit from my childhood. That'll be the games I have. Maybe not. So I do think it's going to make those prices go up even more though.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how it affects the market. It's good for you. I mean, you own a lot of retro games and consoles, so your collection's about to be. I mean, you could retire maybe in a year or two.
But it's not good because I want to buy more.
This collection is
you
going to have a definite end date. So
yeah, you can have a complete video game physical collection,
all the
like
way up to
video
28.
game collection.
There it is.
Yeah,
That's it. That's the goal.
All right, cool. Well, we've got one more piece of news here, and I'm going to be honest. I didn't actually open this link until like 4 minutes ago, and I didn't actually know what this was saying earlier. I thought I read this the wrong way, but this says Godot or Godot. I think it's Godot, but it's the game engine.
Yeah.
The open source one is no longer allowing AI generated code, which I was thinking was saying you couldn't like develop games using like AI toolkits, but it looks like from the actual article, it's like in the engine, like people, open source contributors who are wanting to be part of the pipeline of developing Godot can't use, or they're no longer accepting AI authored code contributions. And it says we can't trust heavy users of AI to understand their code enough to fix it. And I will say that is a very rampant problem in the software development space, and probably the game development even worse because you have that passion of people wanting to get into it, and they hear that you can code anything with Claude Code or whatever, and just start hammering away at it and letting it make changes to the core Godot engine. That probably is pretty frustrating if you're one of the original developers and trying to maintain a tight code base because people really have a lot of faith in what AI can output. Where do you guys land on this?
I respect it. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, they're an open source engine, like they can do that. I guess I'm sure that Unreal and Unity and like all the big players are probably using AI internally to develop their engines. But it's cool that Godot's doing it because, like they said, they can't trust these people to be able to maintain it. And the article also kind of mentions how there's like a basic issue of like human respect of like you want me to review your pull request, but it's just a bunch of AI code and I give you feedback and then you just drop that into your LLM, which then incorporates it. Like there's no like institutional knowledge being built. There's no mentorship in that process of like developers learning. It's just sort of ingested and spat out by the model. So I think it's kind of cool that they're drawing this line in the sand.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad approach. by any means. I mean, if AI was a person, I would be in prison for either a successful or failed assassination attempt. So that's where my opinions on it stand overall. But I don't know. It's here to stay in some capacity. I do think the general, public are finally getting a little more resilient to it and speaking up and avoiding it a good bit now. Not fully, but I think the biggest point is like what Gavin said. There's just no knowledge being built, no institutional knowledge. I mean, maybe there's a way to do some kind of litmus test on people wanting to implement it from that perspective, but that also seems like a lot of work rather than just on like the Godot developers / managers end, right? Versus just people actually learning how to do it if they want to do it that bad.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that's really interesting what you were saying, Gavin, like in the article, how they're talking about, like, I've never really thought about like someone AI generating a ton of code and then having like submitting a code pull request or like a code review. It's like you're having someone else do the coding, like do the review of like the AI guiding of code. Like, because if you're going to use AI to code, you have to guide it and know what you're doing. So if you just submit a code review request, you're like outsourcing even that little bit of like actual expertise. It's just ridiculous. So I could see why they're frustrated.
And then when the maintainers have comments, if you don't know how to fix it, you better hope that the model does.
All right. I'm tired of all the negativity. I'm tired of all this negative news. I'm saying we move on. We're moving on to the next segment, which is what we're playing and what we're hyped for. And we're going to tone shift hard. I want to see big smiles on everybody's faces. We're done with all the sadness. And I say, go ahead, Matt, if you want to cover what you've been working on.
So still working my way through Sea of Stars. It's more just finding the time. It's definitely because it's like a RPG, right? A turn-based RPG. I've done a couple of like 30-minute, 1 hour stints, but it's a game I enjoy playing more in like a 2 to 4 hour kind of stints. I feel like I make more tangible progress because there's got like some little side explorations and kind of like checking out every area. So I haven't made a ton of progress, but still working through it as I can. Randomly decided, you know what, with Wolverine coming out, I never had taken the time to play the X-Men Origins Wolverine game. I had only played it with like at some buddies' houses and seen it back in the day. Came out in 2009. So I decided to fire up the old PS3, and usually kind of my go-to thing with specifically retro games, which, sorry boys, the PS3 is definitely retro at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is about a two hours is what I'll give a game to like yay or nay it if I'm going to stick with it. I'm like 5 hours in on this bad boy. It's only like a 9-hour game apparently. It's just fun. It did take my eyes a bit to readjust to 30 frames, and sometimes it does chug with some of the like spectacle it's trying to put on. Keep in mind I'm also playing on like an OG, like the first model of PS3.
Fat boy.
So yeah, the big boy. Dude, it's so fun though. It's just based off that Origins movie loosely. It really not even.
I feel like I've played some of that one weirdly. Like I wasn't an X-Men guy growing up, but I think I played that at a cousin's house or something. So you're having a good time with it?
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just like a hack and slash from yesteryear that we really don't even get many of anymore, and when we do, they're very few and far between, right? And it's not so much that it's a good movie tie-in game. It just plays well, and it is like Wolverine. Like, it's just enemies on screen, cut them up, cut their limbs off, climb on them, stab them a lot. It has, like, the tech where he gets, like, chunks blown off him. You can see, like, his ribs, and it slowly heals it over time, which, I mean, is a big part of Wolverine. So, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I should at least touch it and try to do this now before that new Wolverine game comes out, because if that game does hit well, it's going to be real hard to go back to this one. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
We already mentioned what I picked up when doing the running around, picking up some new games. I guess I didn't mention I did pick up a second copy of Final Fantasy 3, which is Final Fantasy 6. We don't got to get into that because it was in better shape than mine.
We should get into it a little bit. What does that mean? It seems confusing.
Final Fantasy, what is it? 2 and 3 proper didn't come to the West, and when they did, it was actually Final Fantasy VI. It was just back in the time when a lot of games didn't come over from Japan, or they didn't always come over, right? So Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo is Final Fantasy 6 in the timeline, and 2 on the Super Nintendo is 5. So essentially, there was Final Fantasy 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 didn't come over. I can't remember the exact way it works, but there's just some that didn't come over, and then they finally did later. So anytime outside of the original release, the Super Nintendo version, you see Final Fantasy 6, it is Final Fantasy 3. It's just an extra bit of more confusion in a series that's already kind of confusing for people. So
that is confusing. I am glad we covered it though, because you can't just drop that 3 is 6 and be like, we'll talk about it later and move on.
So I essentially bought another copy of my top 3 favorite Final Fantasies, right? So
gotcha.
And then for hyped, I think the biggest thing is probably Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake, or I think they're just calling it Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. That comes out like the 22nd or sometime near the end of the month. So
you getting that day one?
More than likely. I need to look at when there's that Beast of Reincarnation game coming out in August, and I need to look and see how early into August it's coming out, because Black Flag is a big game. There's a lot to do. But more than likely I am. As long as reviews don't say that it runs like butt. So, yeah.
Nice. That is hype. I need to check that out myself, because I never played the original Black Flag game, and people say it's the best pirate game of all time. But cool. Well, I'm honestly sitting on the edge of my seat here, because Gavin has not filled in his part of the document where it says what he's been playing and what he's hyped for, and I don't know if that's because he hasn't played anything or he's keeping it a secret. So I want to know. The people want to know, Gavin, what have you been playing?
Yeah, the guy who's the serial gamer. I've been playing the same shit, man. That's why I didn't put anything. I've played nothing but Monster Hunter Wilds this last week, and Slay the Spire 2 with my wife. We play that most evenings. We'll do a run together. So coming up on Ascension 10, we're on Ascension 10 right now, which is the max difficulty in the game right now, at least in early access. So that's been fun.
Nice.
Monster Hunter continues to engage me, hopelessly addicted. So not
big numbers
not really
go
played
bonk.
anything else. What's that?
Big numbers go bonk with your giant sword.
Hey, I actually, I don't know if it was your comment, if that just kind of was put the seed in my head, but I was like, I should go ahead and learn another weapon. So I've been
Nice.
working on learning the glaive, which is super airborne based and dodges and jumping up on top of the monster and stuff. So it's really hard for my great sword brain to understand, but I'm slowly.
How many weapon sets are there? If you wanted to learn them all and play them all to maybe not there's no completion, but a satisfactory amount, would it be the same amount of time you've put into Monster Hunter on the great sword, or
no?
Is it a lot of it's game knowledge, I guess?
It depends on how good you are at video games, right? But
Right.
I would say, depending on the weapon, you could probably learn it in you can get a basic competency in a few hours, and then good enough to play in game in maybe a few more hours. But mastery is hundreds of hours. True mastery. I don't think I've mastered the greatsword, and I've put hundreds of hours into it.
That's crazy that you're saying you haven't mastered the greatsword.
You can watch people do speed runs of the super World Eater mega in-game bosses and stuff that will take me 18, maybe 20 minutes, and if I were playing really sweaty, maybe a few minutes less, and I might fail sometimes. I might die, and they'll do it in 2 or 3 minutes of just locking the monster in place and scripting and knowing every move. And so that's what I mean when I say there's a really high skills feeling.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's it for me on the bin playing. As far as hyped for, I am kind of looking forward to the Halo campaign Evolved coming out, I think, at the end of July, if I have that right.
Yeah, it's a lot sooner than I realized. I didn't realize. I think I saw something today that was saying that date. It's like the 25th or something, I think. I don't know
Something
exactly.
like that.
But
Yeah, what I'm really happy about is that it's going to be like full cross-platform. So my brother is like exclusively an Xbox guy, so we don't get to play a lot of games together, but we grew up playing Halo together, like in the same house back when split screen was a thing in the good old days.
like,
So it'll be like fun
Joel-
to relive that.
July 28th for that one.
Okay.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exciting.
What about you, Ryan? What are you playing? What are you hyped for?
And then
I've
the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake stuff comes out July 9th. Since I'm at my computer, I can look these things up quickly and didn't think about it earlier. So
There's something to be said about this remote recording. If we got locked in on having a good setup at home, like being able to see everybody and all the notes and Google stuff, I don't know. But I like the vibes of being in person, so it's tough. But that's soon. I didn't realize all these remakes and games. I was kind of hyped. I guess I'll just say I don't have a Switch 2 yet, but I'm like very on the edge with like a lot that's coming out in the future. Like I really want to play the Ocarina of Time remake. I saw that the Star Fox 64 reboot, remake, whatnot came out. I think already. Like I think it came out this week.
yeah, it's out there on my coffee table.
Oh, really?
I haven't opened it up yet because I was like,
Dang! Oh,
I know. I'm like holding off to try.
You got to let me come
Wolverine.
watch your first run. I want to see you get to Andros. Be sick. I love Star Fox 64. With like the potential Dusk Bloods. I don't know. There's starting to be a critical mass of stuff that I could get into. Pokopia.
And there's a price hike coming.
I know. So it's like I'm really on the edge of my seat here, like thinking I might just go ahead and pull the trigger on one. But that's actually not on my list of what I was going to talk about. But just it's crazy how all these everything that was announced in the last little bit feels like it's coming out a lot faster than I expected it to. I thought these were like longer term things. But anyways, I've got my own bit of serial gaming, I guess. I've still been playing some DayZ. I've still been playing Rocket League like I was talking about last week. I've gotten that same friend. I've broken him as a man, I think. I've now got him playing Counter-Strike 2. He's like, I'm able to. I'm living my best life now. I have somebody to play all my favorite games that nobody will play with me. He's texting me like, "Hey, let's run a Wingman game on Counter-Strike 2," and I'm like, "Oh, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me."
Crazy.
And we got into a little bit of Chivalry 2. Not a ton. That's kind of like I always come back to that type of game. We do like the 3v3, it's like medieval combat simulator, and you can do like 3v3s, or you could do like 64 versus 64, big like battles for bridges and castles and slay the king and whatnot. And it's a pretty in-depth combat mechanics for like a medieval combat simulator. But yeah, I've just been playing a lot of multiplayer games. I haven't done any solo gaming in the last week. It's been pretty busy. And then my one friend that I played all the like Baldur's Gate and Divinity games with and stuff, we kind of pop around. We play some multiplayer stuff sometimes, and we kind of got back into Space Marines 2 in the Warhammer 40K series. It's pretty fun. We still haven't finished the campaign, and I honestly don't know that I love it, but like it's fun enough. I don't know that I could actually differentiate one mission from the next and what the hell's going on in any point in time, but the big men shoot the bugs, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so yeah,
I'm not a huge 40K guy. My brother-in-law's super into it, so he was super hyped for this. So I played it at launch on PC, which apparently I'm glad that's where I played it, because I really didn't have any issues performance-wise. I mean, some stuff here and there, but I know frame rate apparently struggles like on the console ports of it. I got another buddy that wants to play it there, and he's only a PC or a console gamer, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. With just the amount of Tyranids or whatever they're called on the screen, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because there is like it's honestly pretty impressive a lot of the time with how much stuff they have going on. Like you'll watch like a horde coming at you that looks like a pre-rendered cutscene or something, but then it's like, no, those are like real Tyranids, and there's like 50,000 of them on screen and approaching you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Did you guys say you were doing the campaign, or are you doing like the operations mode?
Just the campaign. We've split off a couple times and played a few of the operations like as they've come up. I think they seem to like tie in almost with the story, or there's like natural points where you would play some of them. So we've done a few of those, but mostly just trying to get through the campaign.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I could see you being someone who gets into the operation stuff because you can kind of like customize your dude and like you level up the class and get different armors and abilities. So the operation mode is kind of cool. I mean, it gets maybe a little bit repetitive after a while because it is just sort of repeating missions, even if they're not missions that are in the campaign. But yeah, that's hype. Space Marine 2 was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. That is cool. We have played enough that like I at least recognize like when we boot in the game and we're loaded in the wrong mode, I'm like, oh, there's my badass dude from the multiplayer and the operations mode, that I've been working on.
Exactly.
But cool. I think that's it for what we've been playing. Are we taking a big fat pee break?
Today I'm actually okay. I can continue if you guys can.
Oh, I'm good.
I wish I hadn't said big fat pee break. I thought we were cutting.
That's staying on the pod.
Yeah, we have
making the final.
We have scripted pee breaks because we're all over 30, so we have to plan them.
That's what we say every week in between these two segments. We always say that, so it's not just me being weird, but
I always force it into the notes because I have a tiny bladder, and they always roast me for it. But in hindsight, you guys are always like, "Oh, I do have to pee."
Yeah.
Oh no, I always pee too. I don't know, like
fucks.
It is crazy that I talk any amount of shit to you because I literally always pee with you, but you're the one who
wait, not with him,
but not like with.
Oh yeah, together.
Yeah.
We gotta save time. We got a lot of podcasting to
do. We gotta get back to it.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, well, if we're moving on, then I'll throw to you, Gavin. You're the special segment host of the week. What you got?
All right. Today we're going to do just a silly little guessing game called Patch Note Picks. So I'm going to read to you some nonsensical patch notes, but they are real. And it's going to be up to you to guess which game they're from. I'm trying to decide for format if we want to go like each person gets a guess. And if you don't get it, maybe I give you some hints or maybe some more notes. Or if we just kind of want to do a free-for-all. What are you guys feeling?
I think take turns since we're remote.
All right. We will take turns. For some of the games, there aren't that many patch notes. Well, there are lots of patch notes, but ones that are funny. So I might kind of have to resort to giving you hints. But that's okay. We'll see how it plays out. We'll start out with the first one, which is definitely my favorite. All right, so we will give Ryan the first guess, and the patch note reads as follows. It is no longer possible to, quote, try for baby with Grim Reaper.
That is funny. I don't know what that would be. I'm going to say Slay the Spire 2.
That is not correct. Matt, would you like to intercept?
Is it a Sims game?
It might be.
Like Sims 4, I guess. I don't know what number of Sims we're on here.
Damn, this is bad. You got it way too fast. I was really hoping you wouldn't get it.
I was gonna rail you. You can't say a whole franchise, but like Sims 4 is the only one that would still be patching, so that's fair.
I didn't know if 5 was out or whatever.
It is actually not Sims 4 though. It is actually not. So, I'll read you another. I'll read you another. Yeah, I'm gonna read you another one, and you can guess. But if you get it wrong, you get negative points. So, all right. Let's see. What's the next best one on here? Now that you know the franchise, I won't bleep out this part. So I won't just say characters. I'll say Sims automatically leave if a meteor is approaching, unless it is a school, in which case children are not allowed to leave and will always die.
I don't know the Sim. Oh wait, is it still my guess or is it Matt's guess now, or is it like a snake rotation? Okay. I don't know the Sims franchise, but I think there's a Sim City, and I'm gonna go with that.
That is not correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Matt.
I don't know him outside of the numbers. Again, the only reason I took that guess is because my extent of playing The Sims is being a nightmare man and putting my Sims in the pool and then taking the ladder out and waiting for the Grim Reaper to come, and that's kind of it. So, and I knew it wasn't like Grim Fandango. Yep. So,
it was in fact Sims 3. So,
okay.
But I think this franchise is kind of notorious for these ridiculous patch notes, but it sort of makes sense when you realize it's just a simulation, so you get all this weird emergent gameplay that I don't know, sounds more like a feature than a bug, but hey.
Right. I think Matt should get those points. I feel like that was a good poll of him.
Yeah, Matt definitely gets the points. All right, we will shift to our next franchise. And we'll say if you get the franchise, it's good enough.
Okay.
All right. I will give Matt the first guess. Fixed an issue where it was possible to permanently lose all stripper phone contacts.
All stripper phone contacts.
Yep.
I have two guesses, but I'm gonna say Grand Theft Auto.
Yep, it might have been too easy. What was your second guess gonna be?
I was thinking like Cyberpunk, but I had to sit here and think a little.
Cyberpunk was my second guess too. Yeah, and then I was like, maybe like Saints Row, maybe like a throwback or something.
Oh yeah, okay, that would have been good. Apparently it's from GTA Online, so I don't know.
They patched that?
Yeah, Ryan's like, oh shit,
you gotta get back on that, Ryan.
Yeah. Hate it when you lose your stripper phone contacts. Yeah, I thought that was just a result of marriage, but I guess it happens in games too.
No.
So, anyways, all right, the final franchise. We'll let Ryan go first. The patch note reads as follows: Skeletons are no longer in a celebratory mood when emerging from coffins.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know off the top of my head. I've got a couple of guesses, but dang, I had a better guess and I've just forgotten it. I don't know, so I'm gonna go with Minecraft, I guess.
It's a good guess, but it is not Minecraft.
Okay.
Matt, would you like to wager a guess?
Is it an Elder Scrolls game? I feel like if it's one of those, then we have to guess the specific one. But
that is a large franchise. But I will tell you, it is not Elder Scrolls. So I will read you another patch note from the same game, and we'll let Matt go first. Putting a dead character in a container and then yeeting that container into a chasm will no longer permanently destroy the character.
I don't know. Baldur's Gate 3?
What would you guess, Ryan?
I would guess Divinity 2.
Well, you're both right up on it, but Matt more so. It is Baldur's Gate 3.
When I said it, I was like...
Baldur's Gate 3 is where my mind was. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, when I said it, I was like, I think it's got to be Baldur's Gate or Divinity, but Ryan's going to know.
I was just trying to say the alternative. I didn't know which one. I do know in Divinity Original Sin 2, you could overload a barrel with infinite amount of weight, and then you could place it on people and instant kill them. So that's where my mind went for sure.
Or a backpack or any container.
What?
Yeah,
people talk about that though, like barrelmancy and shit.
Wasn't there
barrelmancy? Yeah.
Wasn't there a crazy thing in Baldur's Gate 3 where you could make essentially the Tower of Jericho or something? Like you could just make an infinite tower and just climb really high, and it did some kind of weird thing. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of weird stuff when that game first came out that people would do, and I was like,
probably. It's a wacky game. I will tell you guys, if you've never done like a throwing barbarian run where you just literally yeet people into chasms, like you're missing out. It's a lot of fun. It's a completely valid play style.
Dang, wild.
What do you do if there's no chasm?
Make the chasm.
You throw them at something.
You just throw them. Okay.
Throw them in
fair.
some oil. Let them slip around. Once they're prone, then you light it on fire. Then you throw poison at them. You know.
Good God.
That's awesome. I'm gonna reach back.
That's the thing. All of this is like completely intended. That's what I love about that game. But that's it for the patch note picks. A little light today, but it turns out a lot of patch notes are a little more level-headed. So, what are you gonna do?
That's a fun idea for a game, though. I like that. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Not bad.
I wanted some FromSoft to put some FromSoft ones in there, but they were always like fixed an issue where weapon was dealing different amount of damage than was expected. Like they're extremely
no fun
opaque.
patch notes.
No, there was no like took finger from butthole or anything like that.
Sadly not. Yeah.
Dang.
If we were on the dev team, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, that's it for our game of the week. So, guess it's backlog time, right?
Sure is.
Yep. I think it's Matt.
All right, boys. I don't know if you guys have played this one, OG or original. I have not played original. I have made a character, and we'll probably remake a character at this point of the remake. But let's talk about the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. So my journey with that franchise is very short. About 10 hours of Elder Scrolls Online and about 300 hours of Skyrim. And that's it. That's all I got. I didn't do anything before.
You've never touched.
You never played it at all.
I remember Morrowind being at the local video store when I was a kid, and I had an Xbox, and I rented it, and then got it home and didn't know what the hell was going on, and the character moved so slow that I took it back, and they let me rent something else because I was confused. So,
how old were you at the time?
this would have been around 8th grade-ish.
That's funny. So like you could have figured out how to play the game. You just didn't have the patience for it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It's pretty wild that you've never really played like Oblivion at all. Like, I feel like it's such a cornerstone of like gaming history. You know, like, I feel like if everybody's touched it or watched their cousin play it for 100 hours, or like, you know, I don't know, had a big experience with it.
It's weird.
So did you play it, Ryan?
I played it back in the day. Honestly, my brother remembers me playing it more than I do. I kind of have a hazy memory of it, but I did play it. I was just talking to him when the remake came out. I was like, yeah, I don't know that I ever really got into it. And he was like, yeah, you did. I remember you finishing the Thieves Guild, and you got that final cowl where you can like get all the notoriety. And I do remember like there was a bug where you could drop items and they would stay suspended in air if you did it the right way. So I like climbed to the top of the white gold tower on top of suspended forks to see what was up there.
So my question from that is, do you know if they kept that in the remake? Because apparently they were pretty faithful to even the bugs in the remake.
I think all the bugs stayed around too. I don't know about that one in particular, but I do think it's like the same engine, just like prettified. So like I think all the original bugs are still there. So if you need to know how to item dupe or leave stuff hanging in the air, I'll show you how. I got you.
Dude, back in the good old days when item dupes were a thing. God.
Item duping, yeah, it was so fun and it was so exciting, but it would like kind of ruin the game for you.
It would kill your playthrough. Yeah, I remember doing like money dupes in Fallout New Vegas and stuff. It's like, oh wow.
Right. Did you play Oblivion, Gavin?
I did. I played it like on the Xbox 360, I guess it would have been, and I did not like know enough about RPGs to really understand what I was doing, but I had a lot of fun with it anyway, and like going in the Oblivion gates and stuff, and like fighting the Daedra and all that. It's a good game. I'm really surprised you haven't played it, Matt, especially the historian that you are.
Yeah, I mean,
would you consider playing the original, or would you just go straight for the remake?
No, I would definitely be remake all the way, I think. And in fact, I mean, it's even so bad I own the remake. I bought it when it came out. Well, a couple of months after it came out because it came out right beside Expedition 33.
Yeah, I was about to say, the tough thing about that is it came out like almost the same day. It was like the same week for sure as Expedition.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, I played a good chunk of. I mean, I got my money's worth out of Skyrim. I mean, I guess I'm supposed to hate Oblivion because it's the first game that had true DLC with horse armor, right? So
it did spawn everything. Everything can be traced back. AI, DLC, no more disc gaming. It all comes back to the horse armor.
Yeah, I mean, again, one of my close friends, like his favorite series / franchise is the Elder Scrolls stuff. My brother-in-law is super big into them as well. In fact, seeing my brother-in-law, like one of the first times we met, he had one of those gaming laptops that looks like something that Batman would own. And he was playing it at like a Thanksgiving that I went to when my wife and I first started dating. And I was like, oh, you know what, maybe I could get down with this. And I think I ended up buying it pretty quick. And that had already been out for a couple of years at that point. 'Cause that would have been like 2013-ish. But yeah, I don't know. From my understanding, I mean, there's all the Daedra, like the gods, like all of them are the same. It's just like different types of missions you do for them. Some of them are more fleshed out or explored better, I think, in one game versus the other. They kind of prioritize other ones. And I just know a lot about the world. I've never played Oblivion itself. Again, I made a character. I escaped like the first little area of the prison. And then that's as far as I got. So, and this was been months ago so.
I feel like the dungeon design and the quest design in Oblivion is way better, way more intricate than Skyrim was. Like there was way more variety and like depth to all the side missions. I mean, people who, Morrowind stands would say the same thing about it versus Oblivion. I think that the depth is lost over time with the mass market appeal they've been going for, but Oblivion, I think, strikes a pretty good balance. I didn't play the remake much when it came out because I had already played a decent amount of the original. I did buy it. I was excited about it, but then Expedition took over my life. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely think you would enjoy it a lot. The Elder Scrolls, like you're saying, like the Elder Scrolls world is like crazy in depth. Like the lore is ridiculous with all of the Daedra and the different countries and how the 4 ages of it's almost like a Lord of the Rings Tolkien situation with multiple ages of time passing and like pretty crazy historical events and how they all intertwine. I mean, it's all in the game and like books and like how people talk and stuff. But
yeah, and I wasn't afraid to get down with Bethesda games at that point in time because I mean I know they are a good bit different. But Fallout 3, I mean, I don't think I put it on my Mount Rushmore, but it's probably like 5, on my like top games of all time. Like I love Fallout 3 and I do love New Vegas, but yeah, I don't know. And there is that whole thing with me that like out of like sci-fi, post-apocalyptic settings and high fantasy's definitely the lowest of my like 3 for like an interest perspective. Right. But doesn't mean I don't play those types of games. I mean, I don't know what setting you put like Crimson Desert in, right? And I've played a good bit of that this year, on and off.
I'm like still having a hard time like coming to grips with the fact that you're more of a sci-fi person. For as much as you're into the Souls games and like all these old Final Fantasy games, which I guess Final Fantasy can be like a little bit of a mix.
It's like weird and steampunk as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it is interesting. Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
I was wondering if you guys have tracked it. I did not buy the remake, but I do remember reading that it kind of ran like doo-doo on launch. I don't know if it got enough patches or if they just kind of contracted it out and were like, okay, hands off 6 months after release kind of thing, like kind of like what happened with Demon's Souls. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please.
I bought it on PC, I believe, and I know it did not run on the ROG Ally or the Steam Deck or anything very well at all. But that was pretty high, a lofty aspiration to begin with. But on my like gaming PC, it was okay. I don't remember having issues with it. I don't know. I almost think I refunded it on the PC because I couldn't play it on the Ally. Maybe it did have performance issues, and then I bought it on PS5 or Somehow I ended up, I think I have the PS5 version, but I don't think it had issues for me. What about you, Matt? What were you about to say?
I mean, again, I only played the intro. It ran fine. And then one of my buddies, he got it, but he's real weird. If he's like interested in the game, he'll act like no issues exist with it. It's a very odd thing. It's like he gaslights himself into not even seeing like you could see a report that says 100% of players have experienced frame rate drops below this, and he'd be like, I never saw any of that. And it's like, then you need to contact Sony and send them your golden goose PlayStation. Like, you have the equivalent of that guy who put like 3 million miles on a Toyota Tundra years ago, and Toyota was like, yeah, no, we're going to take that from you, give you a new truck, and put this in a museum. Like, you need to be working out that same deal with Sony, you know? Like,
yeah, some people, I'm just like, can you genuinely not see like traversal stutter or frame drops or that kind of thing? Like, maybe they're just so desensitized to it, they don't notice it.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, it's the same thing, like fidelity for me, because my eyes are so crap, right? It's like, at a certain point, I don't care if the blades of grass also have like fine detail, or if my characters have every hair on their facial hair, like where I can see it in their pores. Like, I don't need that crap.
It's true.
So
I'll take low textures, but unstable frame rate. It's a whole other thing.
It's true. That's been the.
Aren't you guys not really like believers in above 60 FPS though as well? Like, or you just?
No, I'm just a hater. I'm just a hater who's never owned hardware expensive enough to show me the difference.
Yeah,
I really, it really is diminishing returns though, like in terms of like how much you
for sure
perceive it.
But it doesn't really diminish that much until after like 120, I feel like. But I just think it's funny to hear you talking about these people who just can't. They just can't see the truth, can't see the way, you know, with all the stuttering and stuff.
Yep. No, but I'm with you. Like, I'm sure it makes a difference. I think the jump though from 30 to 60 is way bigger than 60 to 120.
Yeah.
It's definitely bigger. The jump, I don't know. The jump from 60 to 120 is still pretty big, though. But then after that, I can get on board for sure. Yeah, 60 or 120 to higher is like, all right, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, one of these times when you're over here, we need to make sure my monitors are set to their like 4K 240 hertz, 44 hertz or whatever, and pull up that Alien website thing that you were trying to show me one day and see, because I feel like I can never really tell. I mean, when they're side by side, I'll be able to, but at 30 to 60, yeah, that's like a huge difference. Like, so much so that when I start playing a 30 FPS game like the Wolverine game, like, it took me a couple hours to like, or at least about an hour to like adjust to the fact that it's a 30. Or Bloodborne, right? I try to play that every October. Like, that's the hardest part about going back and playing that game.
Bloodborne's tough. Yeah, I mean, you do get used to it, and it's not the end of the world, but like, you do. I don't know. I do notice it. I really notice it in like competitive games. Like, I'm playing Rocket League on a situation that's not my exact monitor, and like everything with all the hertz and like the way I like it, it's like super noticeable. But
I think PC gamers also primarily use that as like a way to like kind of faux gaslight themselves into having an excuse.
No, I'm telling you, it really is different. No, I mean, I'm not good anyways, but like, it just it's just icky whenever it's not at the high, like it's like an input latency situation whenever you don't have the high frames on like Counter-Strike or Rocket League. Like, I don't really care if it's like Wolverine or like a single player game, but I don't know.
Oh well, my eyes are dying, so I don't care. And
on that note,
everything will be digital, so who cares?
Everything's digital. Matt's eyes are dying. Everybody's getting laid off.
Yeah.
Welcome back to My Buddy's Backlog. It's been a pleasure to have you here today. I guess we didn't. I don't really have anything else to say about Oblivion, I guess, except that it's really, really good, and you should definitely play it. And it's got I don't know. I think the world's really fun, and the systems are really good, and it's pretty fleshed out. I don't know. It's the OG. I haven't played it in a long time, so I might have a little bit of like rose tinted glasses looking back, but I remember really having a good time with it. And if you enjoyed Skyrim, I think you'll enjoy it as well, especially since there's a remaster. It's almost like you've gotten with your amount of exposure to it, it's kind of crazy that you got a new Elder Scrolls drop in 2025, like a fresh game, essentially.
Yeah, that's fair. But that does make the wait for Elder Scrolls 6, right? Less difficult for me compared to the big fans. Who knows if they'll even get to put that out before Xbox shuts them down. Wah, wah.
Yeah, honestly. Wah, wah, wah. All right, well, I vote play it. Where do you land, Gavin?
You literally already own the game. Get your ass on your PlayStation or wherever you bought it and play that. After this call, boot it up, play it. No, really, though, you should play it. It's a good game.
All right. I'll keep it on the list.
I mean, you crushed through games. I know you'll get there. I mean, it'll probably be like a few weeks from now, and you're like, yeah, I beat it. Pretty good. 7 out of 10. Moving on. All right. Well, I think that's it for this week. So make sure to check us out on social medias. We've got My Buddy's Backlog, and if you have any questions, we'd love to answer any more listener mail. That was always fun there for a couple weeks when we had some to respond to. You can reach us at my.buddies.backlog@gmail.com. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and check us out next week for some more weekly news and everything. Thanks.
Bye.
See you guys.